What we know is employers globally spend about, on average, $7,000, £3,500 developing new hire early career talent. I guess some part of the issue being, how do they optimize that? How do they, decrease the time to value in that talent? So let's start with basics, really briefly. What's speed to value?
So speed to value, literally very simply, is how quickly can we get our new hires to be contributing value to the organisation rather than draining value from it.
And I guess when we think about why that matters, I mean, economically, in the UK alone, early career talent is said to add $1 billion worth of pounds to the economy each year. So I guess the question is, well, how quickly do businesses want that? I guess the second reason, from a psychology and behavioural science point of view, is through the lens of the employer or the young talent. Why does this matter?
Well, it matters hugely. We know that human beings find transition and change difficult. And research also tells us that the transition, as you would expect, from education to the world of work is one of the most dramatic transitions that we will make in our lifetimes. So to imagine that people can make that transition smoothly without support is somewhat foolish. The more that we can help people to thrive through that transition, the better. So in order to ensure that all of your new hires are contributing value as quickly as possible, arming them with certain skills and techniques to enable them to make that transition smoothly is just good business sense.
So what are some things employers can do to increase the speed to value of their early career talent?
So I think there are 3 things that employers can do. The first is be clear what sort of skills are really important early on. So some of those are around trying to aid transition. So I've spoken about resilience and helping them to understand how to be adaptable and to cope with change. Another thing that's really important is thinking about how and when we give them the support and these skills. The first week of any onboarding program is often very, very busy, packed with new names, lots of technical training, all sorts of things. You throw a whole load of extra skills at them, like behavioural skills, and the chances that their cognitive load can cope with all of that is fairly limited. So we have started to work with lots of employers to pre-board. So how can we get people in early and give them some of these skills at a time when they're less cognitively strained.
Right. Before they start.
Before they start.
So if they can't necessarily come in physically, deliver digitally or virtually.
And then the third piece is thinking about cultural support. So we know from behavioural science that one of the things that's incredibly important, for instance, for intrinsic motivation and for performance is feeling a strong sense of connectedness, feeling that you belong is very linked to higher performance. So what are the things that the organisation can do to make people feel supported and like they belong when they join the organisation?
So 3 things. Think about what skills are going to give them the most confidence in that in that transition. Second thing is thinking about when to deliver what skills, reduce cognitive load, spread it over time, pre-board as much as you can. And so on. And the third is really thinking about context, isn't it? What's the cultural environment you're putting them into, and what can you do to help them manage that along the way?